Hanoi, a capital city rich in culture, history, and captivating chaos. With over 7 million friendly people, the city pulses with energy, and hold on to your helmets because there's more than 5 million scooters navigating these bustling streets. We'll explore Hanoi and the northern landscapes as we call this home for the next 3 months. So join us as we unravel the unique tapestry of Hanoi's culture. Welcome to Vietnam. If you've been following our channel since the beginning, or if this is your first time clicking on, I just want to say a huge thank you to those that keep coming back, and hello to the ones that are new. So let's catch the new ones up to speed. Jay and I made a big decision and retired early at the end of 2021. Then we started full-time traveling at the beginning of 2022 in hopes of finding our next home away from home. While it can be extremely fun and exciting exploring all the different possibilities, it also has its challenges. Haven't found our transfer company yet. Did we get scammed? We started this channel just to document our adventures, and so far over 5,000 of you are coming along on this journey with us, and we cannot be more grateful. We recently said goodbye to Thailand, well, because our visa was up for one, and the other was to take a break from home hunting and go on a bucket list adventure here in Vietnam. So this is basically how we spend our days, figuring out where we want to live in the world that suits our budget and going on epic adventures. So I hope you'll continue on this journey with us as we explore northern Vietnam. And just to be clear, we are slow travelers who just like to take our time getting to know and understand the countries we visit. We decided that Hanoi was the perfect jumping off point to many of the things that we wanted to see and do in Vietnam. And first, we hit the streets to immerse ourselves in the complete chaos while exploring the beautiful capital city at night. Finding a place to park can be a little tricky in Vietnam. You just can't willy-nilly park wherever you'd like, unless you fancy your bike being stolen. So you basically have to pay to park or get permission to park. We paid anywhere between 10 and 30,000 VND to park in various areas in the city. Once we found a place to park, we got our night tour bus tickets and had time to kill, so we found a banh mi shop that was close by. We sat, ate our banh mi's, and just people watched for a bit before we strolled the streets. For those unfamiliar with what a banh mi is, it's a combination of meat, vegetables, and other condiments stuffed in a crunchy French-style baguette, satisfying your craving of salty, sour, savory, and sweet, all in one bite. The best part? It's only 35,000 VND. This was a great little area to people watch. You never know what you're gonna see. Can you see the lady with the pink robe on? I've seen these worn by many women, and I can only assume it helps them keep their clothes clean while driving their scooter. Another great way to see the city is on one of these trishaws. There are so many for hire, but just make sure you negotiate your price before you start.
Okay, here we go. We are doing a night bus tour. It's 1 hour long and it costs $7 Canadian per person.
The bus tour starts out at a perfect location to enjoy Hanoi's nightlife. This square is at an intersection of 5 famous streets, and it also becomes a walking street on the weekends. St. Joseph's Cathedral is the oldest church in Hanoi. It's a classic work of Gothic architecture, which totally surprised me.
St. Joseph Cathedral is so beautiful at nighttime.
And during the day, it's seen in a completely different light.
There is a lot of French architecture here because they ruled up until 1945 when Vietnam took over their independence. So seeing all the French buildings is just absolutely beautiful. And to see the contrasting architecture from the old town to the French Quarter is just stunning. They definitely use their horns a lot here. Not a lot of signaling, but they do a lot of horn honking here, and it's very overwhelming if you're from a country that you're not used to having that happen. Because you always think somebody's going to hit you or you're in the wrong, but it's definitely something to get used to. So we just passed Train Street, and it is a big thing here. They have businesses lined up the train tracks, and people come. It's a tourist attraction. People come, have a coffee, have something to eat. Oh, I totally want to go on one of those. They look so much fun. This is the Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum. This is where he is laid to rest. It is huge. People are just sitting around on the grass, chilling out.
Ho Chi Minh was the president of Vietnam from 1945 until his death in 1969.
So during the day, you can do this tour as a hop-on, hop-off. So we wanted to see it at night because Hanoi lights up at night and it comes to life. It's absolutely stunning. Oh, the skyline is so cool. So reflecting against the water. How cool is that? Wow. So it's hard to see, but we're just passing a mosaic wall that is in the Guinness Book of World Records. I got a couple of shots of it in the daylight, so I'll put them in here, but it is very impressive to see, and it goes forever.
It's 4 kilometers long and covers an area of 7,000 square meters. That's how much tile is in it.
That's insane. It's every little square mosaic. This is so cool. It's so very pretty to see. I wonder how long it took him. I'm going to look that up. How long did it take them to do 4 kilometers of mosaic wall? Wow. Interesting. That's the way they do their garbage collection here. I've seen only a few big trucks for garbage collection, but the majority are those little bins that they trolley around. And I mean, they have bins at a lot of corners and stuff, but that is the main way they actually collect the garbage at all the businesses in the streets. This is the International Convention Center. It is huge. Aerobics class happening. We just drove by the Temple of Literature and it was completely in darkness. So I'll try and find a picture to put in here so you can at least see what it looks like. Since we're sitting at a red light, this is your red light reminder to hit the like button, subscribe down below if you want to see our 3 months in Hanoi. So with this tour comes a little earpiece that tells you little tidbits about Hanoi and Vietnam. There's 5 million motorcycles in Hanoi or just in Vietnam? In Hanoi. In Hanoi, 5 million motorcycles. Blows my mind. And you might be wondering why I'm dressed like it's the cold weather. It's really not cold. It's about in the 70s, but it has been really warm since we got here in Hanoi. And we actually thought it was going to be cooler, but these last few days have been in the 70s and we've gotten some rain. But it's definitely warm here in Vietnam right now. But we are heading north where it's going to get a whole heck of a lot colder. So we've come prepared. This restaurant looks beautiful. Definitely a popular spot, that's for sure. Sure is a popular spot. Woo. There is a huge coffee culture here too. Lots and lots of coffee shops. If you love coffee, you're in the right place. Okay, so earlier I said we were going to the Opera House, but I think they saved it to the end of the tour. But it took 10 years to build it, starting in 1901. I'm getting all this information from Jay. It's not up here in my brain, that's for sure. There is the Opera House. Jay and I went to the Opera House the other day just to kind of look around, and it's definitely an upscale, higher class area of Hanoi. So pretty. There's Prada in this big, beautiful, fancy building. Yeah, and the Breitling store's over there. They have some designer art and clothing shops. Ooh, tree. Down this street. Oh, that's so disappointing. They didn't have the lights on the Opera House. Wow, this is a pretty building. Hotel de Opera, Jay says. Wow, it's beautiful. And it's starting to spit. Jay says there's a luggage shop that he remembers looking up, and it was like $2,000 for one suitcase. And they have a store right there. So the culture here is to park on the sidewalk if you have a scooter. And, oh, this is a pretty building. And a lot of the shops, well, I'd say almost 95% of the shops have tiny little plastic chairs and tiny little plastic tables to sit and have meals at. It's quite funny, actually. You'll see men and women all dressed up, sitting on plastic chairs, having something to eat, having a drink, having a coffee. And of course, there's McDonald's. Yeah, there's a king statue in that park over there that we went to the other day. I'll put that in the video right here. Okay, are you ready? This is gonna be your history lesson, the only history lesson I will give. This guy, the only thing I know about this guy is that he was a king of Vietnam and he moved the capital from Ninh Binh to Hanoi. That's it, there you go, that's all I know. So we, just dodging a branch there, so we are coming to the end of our night tour. This is so cool. There's another aerobics group. It just buzzes at night. It's awesome. I love it. So, tell me what you thought.
It was a nice drive around. There's, you know, Southeast Asia. The cities are all beautiful at night with all the lights and stuff.
They're just buzzing at night, eh?
They're buzzing at night.
Yeah.
All the life at night, like it's crazy. There's people everywhere. The lights are beautiful. The tour is interesting. I mean, listening to that, you know, you put on the headphones and you can get some history as you drive through. But unfortunately, a lot of the areas we were driving through when they were talking about them were dark. So you couldn't see what they were talking about. I mean, you got some interesting facts and things like that about Hanoi and Vietnam in general. The nighttime bus does, I think there's 13 stops, and it just goes through them all. It doesn't stop at any of it. It just drives by them all, giving you a description of what they are. But if you did the daytime, you could jump off at each one, check it out, take pictures, all that kind of stuff.
And there's admission on certain,
jump on the next bus.
Yeah, there's admission in certain tourist attractions as well. Even though we did the bus tour, I think this is the best way to see Hanoi at nighttime. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Consider subscribing down below. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Yeah.